Hey everyone, welcome back to Coach Doc Ministries. In today's video, we're continuing our Reframing lecture series talking about God. Specifically, the God is a king metaphor. It's going to be a good one. Let's get to it. A couple weeks ago, I did a lecture on God and discussed several metaphors for God, exploring all the negatives associated with each, and how these negative metaphors, as common presentations for God, for many people in the audience rang all too true. I had so much I wanted to get into that lecture. What I failed to do was go through each metaphor and describe a positive way in which it can be viewed. So today I want to right that wrong, so to speak, and reframe some of the more common metaphors for God. So today we're exploring God the King. Let's quickly recap what reframing is. Reframing is the process of identifying and then changing the way situations, experiences, events, ideas, and emotions are viewed. Reframing is a key part of the deconstruction process. As our core religious beliefs get challenged, we need to redefine old concepts so they fit into the paradigm we're living now. Religious concepts you learn as a child very rarely actually serve you as an adult. And that's what reframing is, taking old concepts and applying new definitions. Before I get started, I'm going to pivot quickly here and say I'm going to minimize my references to God as a male. I promote egalitarianism on this channel, so I'll lessen the king references and veer more towards God as a ruler or a sovereign, or my favorite, the creator. This doesn't change the quality of the discussion, it just brings us into the 21st century. All right, let's go. Let's start with some of the traditional views and concepts about God as a king and what we all learned early in life. God, basically the king, is a dictator who rules through fear, demanding perfect obedience to ancient rules and lashing out to anyone who violates them. God the king is portrayed primarily as a lawgiver and a judge, both the source and the enforcer. God as king is sometimes before whom people bow and beg. God sits up in the heavens, watching and keeping account of every deed you do, writing his book, and getting ready to punish you for your sins. For many listening today, God was used as a stick to hurt and abuse. And when this is the only version of God you know, it's no wonder it can leave you with great resentment, a weak attachment to God, and disdain for religious life. It is no surprise, given this traditional view of God, more and more people are leaving behind a religious life, discarding belief in God. As Rabbi Arthur Green notes, I don't believe in God is often really, I don't believe in the God of my childhood fantasy, and I've been given nothing to take its place. So let's remedy that, shall we? You see, kings create their kingdoms, whether by military or economic means. There isn't a kingdom in the world that just showed up on the world scene. It had to be created. Someone had to come along and forge the kingdom. And with that creation comes the justification to rule, the title of king. Therefore, when I use the king metaphor to discuss God as a ruler, what I'm really saying is God the creator. See, God is the source of all life and all the rules nature abides by. God created the universe, and within it are the natural laws and cycles that make the universe run like clockwork. Even birth and death are clear cycles in the universe, from the gigantic stars to our own lives. God, the creator, means there is a ruling principle that guides our spiritual life, just as there are ruling principles that govern the physical world. Kings and rulers are often harsh and domineering, whereas the creator implies much more care and attention. Creator implies purpose and meaning. A creator doesn't create without intent. Moreover, metaphors like creative universe are intended to help guide us into our suitable place in that universe. Earth is but a speck of dust in our galaxy, and our own lives small in the grand scheme of human history, knocking us from that destructive, I'm the center of the world pedestal we often find ourselves in. When we look at ourselves in relation to the cosmos, it invokes a sense of humility and service, while at the same time suggesting there is something in that vastness. Taking it a step further, kingdom describes a community. We're not spinning on this earth by ourselves. God has created humanity, each one of us, different and unique. Contemporary atheism sees the universe and life existing for no reason whatsoever. We're all accidents of matter, the result of blind chance and natural selection. I argue a different approach. We are here because God created us in love and asks us to love as well. Love, God's love, is implicit in our very being. The standard preamble to a whole host of Jewish prayers and blessings is, "Praise to you, Adonai our God, King of the universe." I personally embrace this creator metaphor so much that I alter that standard preamble during every one of my prayers. I say, "Praise to you, Adonai our God, creator of the universe." I urge you to look upon God, God the King, not as a ruling tyrant, but instead as a loving creator. I hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, like and subscribe if you'd like to see more of this type of content. If you have specific topics you'd like to see covered, please leave a comment below and we'll work to address them in upcoming videos. Thank you.